The being seems to understand science as a path to attain knowledge. But, instead of creating external mechanisms, why not access the devices that already exist within, and offer precisely the knowledge so earnestly sought? The present uses the past and the future to imprison the being. In it are found both the things already built and those yet to be constructed. What exists before the beginning of everything? Just go there and see. Everything that presents itself to the manifested being is a window into the past or the future. The gaze through these windows triggers comfort or discomfort in the being. Nostalgia and hope feed and move the being. Everything turns to reveal possibilities. Impossibility is the greatest despair of the being. Creation lacks solid arguments to support a bearable future. The being must recognize that they can rely only on themselves to overcome any discourse that seeks to captivate them. The body of emotions is the most difficult to master, and also the most vulnerable to the attacks of creation. It is through it that the being surrenders, enslaving themselves to life. Intelligence, when confused with ignorance, disorients the being in the face of the creation of high and low emotional figures. Living, however, is not merely attending life. It is being beyond it. Life will always demand the presence of the being and require emotional involvement. The absence of reactive attitudes in the face of life's provocations is unforgivable. Refusing emotions is a sign of madness and a condemnation to existential distancing. Isolating the being who self-controls is a mechanism used by life to prevent contamination. A being who masters themselves and does not become emotionally involved is for life an aberration incapable of sustaining it. It is almost impossible not to participate in the complicity of emotional involvement and not to condemn those who remain insensitive to sentimental proposals. The world turns, exists, and is sustained by this single pillar. Touching it will provoke intense and inevitable reactions. Understanding, when it arises as a response to life's reactions, has the strength to support counterarguments that uphold the views of a being attentive to themselves. Understanding has the power to wound life in what it holds strongest, control of the being through emotions. The word, life, itself pulses emotion, and its essence is to feel. The being who holds the key to this map presents themselves as a candidate for anonymity and obscurity. Life itself will move forces to keep them distant from others, limiting their reach and power of influence, silencing their presence and, if possible, eliminating them. Understanding this reality, without appearing ignorant, insensitive, or foolish, is an arduous task. Words and actions will be unforgivable and, if not severely reprimanded and condemned, will subject the being to the punishment of isolation. Silent resistance is where wisdom inhabits anonymity, and influence manifests through invisibility. The central character, once seen as an existential wanderer, condemned for seeing too much, is now a visionary in isolation, not for lack of connection, but for excess of clarity and lucidity. Exile and self-exile differ through the wise action of invisibility. Exile exposes the being and places them on the margins of life. Self-exile hides them and, even so, makes them active in life, allowing their subtle action within it.